What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JB, and I'm back with another Zeal Cigar review. In the last episode, I was talking about Habano cigars and kind of how they weren't really my favorite wrapper leaf to smoke, even though they don't really come from Cuba. But today I have one of my least favorite Habano cigars, and I'm going to smoke it with you guys and also smoke one other Habano cigar that I have hidden in a mystery bag. I have a mix of them here. I'm going to just grab one out and smoke it. And I'm going to compare the two different Habano cigars. What Habano is one of my least favorite cigars, you ask? We're going to find out all next on the Zeal Cigar Review. So I've got in my hand one of the cigars that I smoke the least, and that is actually the King's Envy. I don't really have a reason for you. I'm going to smoke it here with you and find out if there is a reason why I shouldn't like this cigar. But I can just tell you that out of all the cigars that I go and grab, I'm actually going to grab a Connecticut or a Maduro before I would grab a Habano. I do like some sun-growns and some naturals, but yeah, Habanos are not something I typically grab. So there's only one way to find out if I actually should dislike this Habano or not. And you know what we got to do? We got to and smoke. So right at first light, you get almost this like burnt caramely breadiness. A little bit of woody. Very interesting, but I'm gonna actually, I'm probably gonna sit and smoke into this a little bit and then come back and get into it with you guys, because all I really want to do is I just want to kind of describe this Habano cigar that I'm smoking, the King's Envy Toro round. These also come in box pressed, and they do taste different. The box pressed and the round ones do typically taste a little bit different. So I'm going to smoke through this a little bit, tell you guys what I think about it, and whether or not it's warranted that I don't like Habanos, and whether or not this is a cigar I should be smoking more. And then I'll also grab another one out of the mystery bag and smoke another Habano. I have a few in here that I had a couple people recommend me throughout the last couple days and just kind of throw in a bag, and I'm going to grab another one out and smoke it and see what I think about that Habano and find out, is JB's hate for Habano real, or should I rethink myself? We're back. All right, guys, so we're back with does JB really hate Habanos? I'm about halfway through it, and I gotta be honest, I really liked it more than I remember. And I don't know if I normally smoke it in a box pressed or the round, but this round Toro is very pleasant. You get a lot of burnt caramel at the beginning, and then through the middle you get kind of like a little bit of this like kind of like this like really nice like little sweetness that comes through, a little bit of like a breadiness. Definitely like a charred caramel though. Pretty good cigar. I would say if you're somebody that you don't really want to smoke like a heavy Maduro, but you're like, I really don't want to light Connecticut, this could really fill that gap. And it's I'm surprised it's not a cigar I smoke more. It's burning pretty good. Pretty good looking ash. All in all, I've actually been impressed with this cigar and probably should smoke it more. I don't know what my hatred for Habanos is, or where it came from, or why. Apparently I need to smoke more Habanos and give more of them a chance. So with that being said, I'm gonna reach into this bag I got over here and I'm gonna grab another Habano and cut light and smoke, and we're gonna see if what I think about that Habano, and can I go 2 for 2 with Habanos. I would say I like this Habano. I will smoke it again, and I don't know why I don't smoke more of them. So I'm excited to see what other Habano I grab here. So let's grab another one. I know which ones they are. This isn't any kind of trick. I just didn't want to pick which one to smoke. So this is the best way to do that. We put out the Premier Mundo Black. This is going to be a little bit more on the premium side of the Habanos. This was an older brand that was picked up by Abe Flores over at PDR, and he's basically re-released this brand, Premier Mundo, this one being the black. So we're going to smoke this one next and see what we think about this. Really grassy. Dirty and grassy right up front. So at first light, really dirty, earthy, woody kind of grassiness. But as you keep smoking it, you do get into like a little bit of like a premium creaminess that's kind of reminiscent of like a Padron. It's nowhere near the same kind of creaminess, so don't get me wrong. But that's the closest kind of like that sweet premium creamy note that you kind of get when you just, after all the smoke's gone and you can still kind of taste like almost like that film in your mouth, and it's very pleasant. That's kind of that note you get. Well, I'm gonna get into this El Premier Mundo a little bit more, and then I'll come back and we'll see if I went 2 for 2 with Habanos and whether or not my hate is legit for Habanos or if I'm just delusional. Alright guys, so I'm back here with my second Habano, the El Premier Mundo Black, and you know what? It's pretty solid. I would say I like it here and there. It varies puff to puff. It's not a bad cigar by any means. I'm not enjoying the cigar. I would just say that it's mostly, it didn't have as much flavor that is interesting me as much as the King's Envy did, actually, to be honest. And hold on, let's relight this and find out here. So I went back to the King's Envy here, and we're going to see how they compare. All in all, I would say that the notes in the King's Envy are definitely more enjoyable and more pleasant for me. This one had a little bit more of like an earthy, grassy, leather, dirty woodiness to it. Man, but it does have like a nutty creaminess to it that's very pleasant. Okay, so I got one Habano I'm really enjoying. One Habano that I'm kind of like, I'm enjoying it and kind of not enjoying it, kind of enjoying it, kind of not enjoying it, enjoying it, kind of not enjoying it. I think we need one more to break the tie. Got the Sanitarium Hallucinating Habano, and I think there's only one more, maybe 2 more left in here. What are the other 2? Let's see what the other 2 are. So the other 2 in here were the Charter Oak and a Gordo Charter Oak Habano, and then of course the Brass Monkey Habano. This is a fan favorite. I actually asked quite a few people around the Zeal Team 6 base camp here to give me different Habano recommendations, and these were some of the Habanos that were given, so that's why they ended up in the bag. But for this last tiebreaker here, we're gonna smoke the old Sanitarium Habano. So at first light, the Sanitarium Hallucinating Habano, already very different from the last 2. Very different. Little bit of like a tomato, like a tomato vegetable cleanliness on the first light of this. Weird. Lots of smoke. Little bit of a tingle on the retrohale. Caramely sweetness. Ooh, little bit of like tack room leather. That retrohale had like a little bit of leather that reminded me of opening like my tack room and smelling it. We went through this once before in a video with Brad. The tack room is where you store your saddles and stuff like that for your horses when you're riding. We'll keep it simple. Yeah, it's got the El Premier Mundo had some leather to it. You can smell kind of some leather off of this coming off of the foot of the cigar when you're going to take a puff, but it's a more pleasant leather in this Sanitarium than I got out of the El Premier Mundo. Let's get into this a little bit more and I'll come back. Alright guys, so I'm back and I'm here with the Sanitarium Hallucinating Habano now. And I gotta be honest, man, my dislike for Habanos is definitely not warranted. All 3 of these were great smokes and I would be more than happy to smoke them again. I'll be honest, I think the Sanitarium Hallucinating Habano I like the best out of the 3. It gives you a little bit more than the King's Envy as far as spice and bodiedness, but it gives you just as much flavor as well. And it's not as leather or as woody as the El Premier Mundo was. So it's like kind of like a nice balance of both of them in between them. I would say it's probably my favorite of the 3 that I smoked. I would also have to say that I'm gonna have to smoke more Habanos on a regular basis. It's just not a cigar I smoke very often, so I'm gonna have to smoke some more Habanos. So that's my question for you guys, right? Like, do you guys smoke Habanos? What Habanos do you guys like to smoke? Have you tried any of these 5? The Sanitarium Hallucinating Habano, the Brass Monkey Habano, the Charter Oak Habano, the El Premier Mundo Habano, or even the King's Envy Habano? And if you have smoked any of those, do me a favor, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of any of these cigars. And if you haven't had a chance to try many Habanos or haven't had a chance to try any of these, you should. You should go try. You should try them. You should try them out. Try all these Habanos yourself and see if you like them as much as I like them, considering I typically don't pick up or smoke Habanos. So with that being said, guys, I gotta say, my hatred for Habanos is not real. I actually did enjoy all 3 of these Habanos that I smoked in their own right, and I think that I'll smoke more Habanos from here on out. And with that, guys, I gotta get back to work, and I'm out of here like last year. Peace!